and participation in the meeting is your consent to be recorded and to the rebroadcast of the meeting. The recording meeting is available on the town's YouTube channel. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. An additional reminder, if you have a cell phone, will you please either put it on mute or turn it off? Thank you. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the May 9th, 2023 minutes.
May 9th, 2023. Second.
It's been moved by Mr. West, seconded by Mr. Ham. Any discussion or corrections to the minutes? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Next on the agenda is public hearing for ordinance 2023-007, electric vehicle charging station fees. May I have a motion to open the public hearing, please?
So moved.
It's been moved by Mr. Ham and seconded by Mr. West. I have 6:33.
Would you like me just to introduce it?
Yeah, would you please?
Yes, so basically the ordinance, the council is considering tonight would charge $3 per hour at the electric vehicle charging station. The first 2 hours are free through October 31st of 2024 because it's part of a grant provided by Volkswagen. The council voted probably 2 months ago to set the rate at $3, but it just hadn't been added into ordinance at this point. So that's what is up for consideration.
Any other comments from the public on the public hearing? Hearing none, council.
No. Move for the public hearing to be open. Did that happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Close public hearing.
May I have a motion to close the public hearing, please?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Githens made the motion, Mr. West seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Public hearing closed. Next, the first reading of ordinance 2023-007, electric vehicle charging station fees.
Reading ordinance 2023-007, the electronic vehicle charging station fees.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. West, seconded by Mr. Githens. Any discussion? If not, signify, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules for second and third read?
Okay, you got a unanimous approval.
Wasn't true.
This has kind of been advertised, this ain't shocked anybody. Haven't heard any controversy or anything, no reason really to delay it another meeting probably.
And no comments in the public
No
hearing.
comment.
I move that we suspend the rules and pass ordinance 2023-007 on second and third read.
I'll second.
It's been moved by Mr. West to suspend the rules on second and third read, seconded by Mr. Githens. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Ordinance approved. Next item on the agenda is the electric sign.
Karen Schuman contacted me last week and asked that the schools have permission to post items to the website. So that they could go ahead and program, they wouldn't have to necessarily contact me to get it programmed. And because we do have a policy in place, I didn't want to just give that permission out. I would rather have you all do that. And my only thing would be that there's a policy that the council has put in place to be followed.
All right.
And she has a copy.
I emailed.
It basically is It would need to be proposed to you and approved by you. If you can approve it, it could come to the council for consideration. But it needs to be filtered through you as the town manager.
Well, there are certain things that we will and will not post.
That's right.
So
Yes.
when people would come to me and say, well, can I post, this activity? I would send them that, please read it over. If you feel like it matches, sometimes they wouldn't respond back and other times they would say, yes. Could you pass that to Karen,
That's it.
please?
You're just asking that we follow the same guidelines, correct?
Yes, yes, so that there's a consistency.
Yep.
And I don't want somebody to call me and I tell them, well, no, and then they call you and like, oh, yeah. And then,
All right, I'd entertain a motion to allow the school to have access to the sign. Is that correct, Karen? That's what,
just to program this.
to program the thing. All right,
I would make a motion that, that the Culver Community School Corporation, representative have, access to post according to the policies that we passed on the electronic sign.
I'll second.
it's been moved by Mr. West and seconded by Mr. Githens. Any further discussion on the part of council? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those same sign. Approved. Next is a special event permit, poker run. Chief?
It's signed by all the department heads. It's for a golf cart poker run to benefit the youth club. They've done this for about 6 years now. So I don't see no problem. Everything looks in order and all the departments signed it. Just
You got the dates for that?
August 12th.
August
August
12th.
12th, thank you.
We have a motion to approve the special event permit for the golf cart poker run.
So moved.
It's been moved by Mr. Githens. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. West. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Permit approved. Okay. Next item on the agenda is the Hoosier Start Resolution.
I presented information on the Hoosier Start program a while ago. This would basically be a retirement or an investment opportunity for our employees. The town does not have to participate as far as a matching. It's something that you could consider in the future. But basically it would be an employee contribution straight out of their paycheck to the Hoosier Start for investment. There are a couple of questions I do have for you. To follow as I get the town signed up. But I guess the question to you all would be, would you want this to be a pre-tax or post-tax contribution? And that's going to be depending on when you want the employees to pay taxes. So if it's pre-tax, it would be, if it's post-tax, it'll be a Roth IRA. If it's pre-tax.
Is there a recommendation through the program?
No, it's just an option that they.
It's an option that they.
It's the, yes.
During the meeting with the department heads in terms of retention and recruitment, was there any?
I wasn't at that meeting.
Oh. Okay, I was just wondering if there's any preference expressed. We have a couple of department heads here.
It wasn't something that was that information. We were looking to get more information on that, so that information wasn't known, that there would be options to make it pre-tax or
Okay.
not.
This is a deferred compensation plan.
Right.
Yeah, the draft I looked at had it going to, they were gonna pay taxes before the contribution because then they're gonna set it up in Roths rather than,
Pre-tax.
yeah,
So it's post-tax.
post-tax.
Okay. Because there's a whole separate application form that has all this questions.
I'm just saying the one that
Yeah.
you sent to me to review
Okay.
had it set up that way.
So, and then I'm gonna assume that you are all okay that all employees be able to participate, and that would include council, full-time, part-time employees and fire. If they, so it would be a special kind of thing for the fire department if they wanted to participate. Are you okay with that? It's nothing, it's no added cost to the town.
No, I just wonder if we should sample the employees first to see if there's a preference for pre or post tax. We get better contribution if it was be looked upon more as a more favorably, whichever way people felt.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
Just make a decision and move forward.
Okay.
Bill, what's your thoughts?
I agree.
Okay.
We make the decision.
Thank you.
Well, the pre-tax is that they make the contribution and then when they start recouping the deferred compensation, they're paying the tax on a
On the
higher
distribution,
amount
on the
because,
distribution.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then if you do it as a post-tax, they set it up as a Roth, when they start taking it out, the only probably income tax would be on the gain in your Roth,
There's gonna be a tax either way.
but at a level that you're at the time of collecting it,
Right.
presumably retired or lower income rate. Is that what that would probably be?
Well, and probably the other thing is the post is gonna be a capital gain. Tax lower than what it's gonna be if you take it free at income.
I don't know what I'd bet on the
Yeah.
post. I mean, not with the current government. And what they want to do to everybody.
Okay, so what's the decision of the council? Are we gonna do post or free?
Bill, what's your thought?
Well, with post, you know, you can plan better, I think, because you know what you're gonna get.
You have less tax to worry about.
Yeah, you have less tax to calculate into the equation.
And that way we'd be helping out the employees.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I'll make a motion that we do it post-tax.
Been moved by Mr.
Oh.
So we approve
So we-
the program as presented.
Post-tax, okay.
Okay,
Are you okay with all employees?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
I am.
I'm gonna eliminate no independent contractors. And then I'm assuming right now that you're not ready to make employer contributions, but maybe something to consider in the future.
I would agree.
Okay,
Yep.
then if I could have a motion to approve resolution 2023-002 and allow me to sign the document, allow the council president to sign the documents.
So moved.
2023-002.
02.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Ham, seconded by Mr. West. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Trust Indiana resolution. So I checked with Trust Indiana, there's not a resolution specifically, it would just be a resolution by vote. So I'm asking for a motion to approve participation in Trust Indiana and allow the clerk treasurer to sign the enrollment documents on behalf.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Then motion's been made by Mr. Githens, seconded by Mr. Ham, authorizing the clerk. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Approved.
Then the length of service award program documents, those are all set to go. Jim Clevenger has reviewed them and okayed to sign. This is for the fire department. And so I would ask for a motion to approve that the fire chief sign the length of service award program documents as the plan administrator. We did reach out to Wally Cook last week and asked him who should sign, and the guidance was it'd probably be the fire chief, because he's going to be the one that's going to be enforcing the structure as far as how long you have to serve to be vested, what you have to do, and keep track of that. So
I have a motion.
I make a motion that we authorize the fire chief to sign the LOSAP document.
Been moved by Mr. West. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Second by Mr. Githens. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Department head reports. Jeff, we're gonna skip over you. Unless you have anything further as far as the department's concerned.
Basically what I sent you in the email there, I did get the Medicare audit done and completed and submitted. That is, off the books now and, starting the MSIS 3.5 conversion over from 3.4. So that'll be just another project. And I met with, Mr. Ham last week and, going to be getting him some information as well.
Okay.
In the coming weeks.
Terry, fire department?
I just have one thing. We've always got guys in training all the time. Well, our newest trainee has just passed all his tests. It would be Kyle Stone. He's one of your brand new firefighters eligible to do everything that all the other guys on the department can do except for what I tell them.
Congratulations.
That would be it.
Wayne, please.
But, we closed our application fund in April on that. Working with Lake Fest. Working with them for security and stuff. This is coming up, so it'll be another big weekend. Got another big weekend this weekend. Trash weekend. Memorial Day. Yeah, nothing else.
Thank you, sir. Amber, Park.
I'm just looking for approval for change order number 1. I sent this to you all via email from Thomas Excavating, for the change orders related to the playground and social gathering space project. The change orders include, additional concrete by the East Pavilion, the septic tank demo that we ran into, downspout connections, for a total of $7,319.
May I have a motion to approve the change order?
I make a motion to approve the change order to Thomas Excavating in the amount of $7,319.
Second.
Githens made the motion. Mr. Ham seconded. Any discussion?
Yes. Have they received their certification yet?
Shannon McClone was up here yesterday and we discussed what's going to happen. She continues to work with them. However, she's also talked with Okra and they are allowing her to put in, make requests to draw down the funds. So we will be getting reimbursed here shortly. So
Good.
Things are moving
Okay.
Slowly, but there's been a little bit of progress.
Good. Okay, thank you.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passed. Anything else?
In case anyone isn't aware, our ribbon cutting for this project is Thursday, June 8th at 6 p.m. We're just working out a few more. We did a walkthrough with the design architect, myself and Thomas. We just have a few ticket items that need to be wrapped up, but that will be our ribbon cutting date. We did have the culvert. I know somebody brought it up at a meeting. I forget which one, but we did have the culvert sign repainted. So I know that was of concern. So that's been handled. Other than that, the lighthouse, I'm still looking into quotes. We need to redo the surface of it. We are aware it does have some divots in it and we're taking care of it. We're just getting some pricing figured out. Hopefully I can present those at the next council meeting, including the work for the sub pump pit and the elevator shaft. Other than that, we were able to host the Culver Elementary School, all their students, K through 5th grade, yesterday and today. They split up the day. So we had our annual beach day with them. It was a success. And we're ready to open for this Friday for our opening day, 12 to 6 p.m. until June 11th. Then we go to full hours.
What's the water temperature in the lake?
It's cold, but they could
Not
not
cold
care
enough.
less. We had people in the water like a month ago, so I'm really not sure how they're surviving,
It's
but
69.
Whoa.
It's colder than that.
No,
I was in-
thank
I was in
you.
yesterday. I have a thermometer. Oh, really? On my boat, yeah.
Anything else, Amber?
that's all.
Thank you. Bob, are you on for utilities?
I am. I have nothing for you unless you have something for me.
Any questions for Bob? No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Board and commission reports. Steve, you want to give your report, please? Building commissioner.
Or just, in April, there were 2 technical review committee meetings. Each of those meetings had 1 item on the agenda. They were both for L1 district for accessory structures. They were both approved. We had 1 technical review committee meeting this month on the 11th, and that was to demolish and rebuild a house in an L1 district, and that was approved also. None of those will require any kind of variances. So made those easy. Other than that, I'm learning the reporting function on the county's building permit site. So I can generate reports without asking county to give me reports. So next meeting, I should have a very thorough report, not only of permits, but of dollars year to date. I'm gonna try and get that down so I can do that on a monthly basis to report to you as well. And last thing I just to note was advertising signs in public right of ways. Getting several of those, contacting the people who place them when I can. If not, the signs come here to town hall and they're here for 30 days until people come to claim them or we dispose of them. And I have a lot of signs in my office.
Okay.
I've
Steve,
got
anyone here from the plan commission? Any comments for the plan commission, Steve?
Sure, in May, we had 2 hearings, both were replats. First was to combine 2 smaller lots into a larger lot, and the second was to replat 2 lots. You have addresses if you want them.
Beg pardon?
I have the addresses if you'd like the addresses also.
For the record.
Sure, for the record. 815 East Akron Street, combined 2 smaller lots into 1 larger lot. And the second was to replat 2 lots, lot 9 and 10 in Venetian Village.
Report on the Board of Zoning Appeals.
There was 1 item on the agenda for May, and the petitioner chose to withdraw that after we had discussion about it.
All right. Anything else?
Not for me.
Thank you very much, Steve. Anyone here that wants to speak on part of the redevelopment commission? Is Sally online?
No, Marty.
Marty. Go ahead, Marty. Okay. Lastly, the tree commission. Anyone here to speak on behalf of the tree commission? Clerk's report.
Claims in excess of $2,500 for your approval. BS Engineering, $2,950, and that's for the street department. And that was engineering on the Lakeshore Drive project. Verathon Incorporated, $5,734.05, and that was for equipment for the EMS. And then Troyer Group, $3,698.62, and that was for the Lake Max Trail Phase 3 additional work that Schroyer Group did for the rerouting of it. And that came from Academy support.
We approve those claims.
Moved by Mr. West. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Ham. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign.
So the other things that I had were on the agenda. The last thing I have is I'm still working with SERP on scheduling a ribbon cutting. I think we've narrowed it down to 3 p.m. on Wednesday, May 31st here at Town Hall. But I will get official information out as soon as. That's all I have.
All right, thank you very much. Attorney's report.
Just a couple of things and kind of repeats from before. Thursday is the 415 Lofts case management matter with the attorneys and the judge for both the BZA appeal and for the Plan Commission appeal. And just going to set some time deadlines and some times and some organization about how to get certain things done. So nothing will happen much with those matters other than we'll kind of set the framework for kind of going forward, and I'll let you know how that goes. And then on June 2nd, 10:30, the Culver Neighbors for Responsible Development versus Culver Dunes and the Ready Grant people is scheduled for hearing on the motions to dismiss the plaintiff's complaints. Set up at 10:30. It's going to be in Elkhart, but it will be online so it can be viewed. And I've asked Bobby to send all of you the link to that hearing. I think the week, like next Wednesday maybe, so you have it ahead of the Friday time in case you want to tune in. You can drive to Elkhart and sit in the courtroom if you'd like to do that, but I think Jeanette and I are probably going to participate from our office. He's pretty much briefed everything, and so it'll be just a matter of summarizing and repeating and responding, I suppose, to new arguments that I'm expecting to pop up. So with that, that's all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Mr. Clevenger. Anyone in the room here for utility shut off or ordinance violation? Anyone online? Hearing none. Citizen input. Yes, please stand and identify yourself, please.
Town council meeting, I presented some concerns about the dangerous rocks that are located between the play structure and the swing set. And I was wondering if there had been any update on potentially changing those to benches or a safer alternative.
Amber, can you address that?
Yeah, so we ended up meeting with council members, myself, and the contractor, and we ended up cutting the corners of the limestone benches about, what was it, 1 1/4 inch to shave off the sharp edges of each corner of the bench. So that was the resolution.
Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
County, the St. Joseph Health System, and I am just checking on the ordinance amendment for e-cigarettes. We had brought that up before.
Yes, were you gonna email me back something?
I emailed you back that
Okay,
everything is set.
That's okay. No, I know it's on the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay,
And I think I'd emailed you to review it and just hadn't heard back.
Yeah,
So,
you just basically added e-cigarettes to the
yes.
prohibitions. So sorry, I thought it was on tonight's meeting, but it's coming up. I knew I saw it somewhere.
okay, so it's on the next meeting?
It is, yes.
Thank you.
So I'm sorry I didn't make it I was kind of waiting to hear.
That's fine. Thank you.
Anyone else? Anyone else online? Next in the agenda, Jeff Kuhn, EMS Week.
Hello there. Every year in May, the federal government recognizes EMS professionals for a week. This year, the week is May 21st through the 27th. The theme of this year is Where Emergency Care Begins. This theme could not be more fitting, not only for us, but for the public safety as a whole. Communities across Indiana and the nation have taken steps and measures to ensure the health and safety of the residents of the communities they serve. Plus, in most cases, the development of these services started in some form of volunteerism and over the years has evolved into what we have today. While every community is never the same, the goal has always been the same: provide quality public safety to the people who live, work, or play in the community. Over these last few years, many challenges have faced the public safety sector. The pandemic was our main challenge with all the unknowns we faced. Then the all unintended actions from the pandemic. While the federal government gave guidance and some support, it was the local communities that answered the call once again. Being faced with staff shortages, ever-changing guidance, the undesired effects, which led to rapid wage increases in every area and smaller pool of workers to choose from, you helped us tackle these issues. So as we recognize EMS Week, I wanted to thank all of you for not only supporting us, but listening and understanding us over these last few years as well. This year, the theme of Where Emergency Care Begins, I wanted to celebrate that even more. So starting this year, I wanted to recognize the staff and their years of service. So starting this year, we'll be recognizing them for 5, 10, 15, and 20 years of service. So this year, kind of go like a little backwards here, a little bit here. So we're recognizing several members of the department. The first one is Jason Albin, EMT. He's been with the town of Culver for 5 years. Stacy Beckner, paramedic. She is being recognized for 5 years as well, but has actually been here for 8 years. Wesley Coulter, EMT, for 5 years. He has been here for 7 years. Scott Erickson, paramedic, 5 years, but he's been here for 7 years. Max Good, EMT, 5 years. He has been here for 9 years. Stephen Williams, EMT, 5 years. He's been here for 7 years. John Grolich, a paramedic, 10 years. He's been here for 11 years. Lisa Richards, paramedic, 10 years. Also 11 years of service here. And then finally, Tiffany Townsend, EMT, for 15 years, but she has been here for 18 years. Of all the workers that we have currently in the department, we have a combined total EMS experience of over 434 hours. So a lot of them have been in EMS for a long time, where the national average now is more or less 2 to 3 years is what EMS professionals are staying in the profession now. So since the pandemic, the number went from about 5 to 7 years down to the 2 and 3 years now. So we have a lot of years of experience. So this year they'll be recognized with a pin referencing their years of service and a little certificate from us as well. Finally, I want to top off with Ronald Cole, EMT, 36 years. Ron has been with us for 36 years. He started off as a driver. He started EMS with the help of one of your very own, Sally Ricciardi. So hopefully I didn't get that too mixed up there. So we went over that a couple of times. Ron had just came into the area and Sally just stopped by Ron's house, asked him one day if he'd be interested in volunteering for the department. Ron, of course, was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And so he came down and he started as a driver. Then the next year he went to first responder class. Then after that went to EMT, then became an advanced EMT for a while, and then back to an EMT. Ron was the second full-time employee. Unfortunately, the first one had a medical emergency, so that brought Ron into the picture here. But Ron also has many other talents that I came to light once I was talking to Ron here. Ron was a town board member from 1992 to 96. He was on the library board from 96 to 2000, and as well as a Lions Club member, where many of you have filled those same roles. Ron has done that as well. Right, Ron is here with his wife, Jenny, who was also an EMT and a dispatcher at Well for a period of time. His children, his daughter Maya, just graduated from IUSB as a nurse. That's going to be starting at Memorial, correct?
Thank you.
St. Joe, sorry. And then Alex here, just started into the EMT profession about a year ago. Yep. And he's going currently to paramedic school. Yep. So what Ron started, his wife started, continues on with his family, and it started 36 years ago. So as our token of our appreciation for your 36 years, and we at the department present Ron with a plaque in his retirement of 36 years, and we wish him well. Thank you.
Really, I think the thing I said, thanks Sally for stopping by the house and telling me, well, if you want to drive, yeah, why not? As you said. Then Bill got me as a full-time one. And what, 15, 20 years ago when you were director? So I've been around here and I enjoy being over here. I came from Knoxville, people know. Moved here in 87 and became a driver in August of 87. So I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to stay after the FCA to celebrate. After the meeting. On the best and celebrate. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Council issues, actions, Rich.
Just want to echo my thanks to the EMS services and beyond for all of your service. That's pretty, it's very memorable, and I think it's very important.
I would have stayed longer, but my body said no.
But thank you, and for all the EMS and emergency responders that we have, dedicate their time and their service. It's admirable and well appreciated. That's it.
Congratulations, Ron. Well deserved. Also want to let the public know that Boatsmouth building on the right finally came down this past week.
What? West Jefferson?
On West Jefferson. Drive by and it's flat as a pancake.
Really?
So the,
And they're they're stripping it off the ground and hauling it out.
Bill?
I'd like to also thank Ron for his years of service, and I'm just glad I didn't need you.
Yeah, I don't feel you.
Yeah. And I also like to commend Jeff on having such longevity in the department. That's a reflection on the boss. So congratulations, Jeff.
Ron, I want to congratulate you. I know we've had many, many times together.
Together a few times.
Yeah, we have been.
Yeah.
And it's always been a pleasure to work with you, and I wish you the best in your retirement. Okay. If nothing else.
Bill, I had one other thing. That's just, I want to just publicly thank Karen for basically her double duty. I mean, she's carrying the role of town manager and town clerk and treasurer during a very busy time here. Many, many projects going on. All of the things that we had in the agenda tonight, most of them were related to projects she's been working on. And so I personally appreciate that, and I know that the council does too.
I would second that without hesitation.
I would give her a round of applause.
I have a motion to adjourn to claims.
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Githens,
Second.
second by Mr. West. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Adjourned. You're home early.